Unwithereds exist? Well, today I think I've got an answer to that question, which may or not have answered this question, and possibly has some more lore. Hello, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Bullet Springtrap. To actually understand this debate, we need to understand the theories that have been floating around this debate. So let's take a peek inside each of them. The first one on this list is the fact that the unwitted animatronics never made a public appearance, except for the Fazbear Entertainment logo in Pizzeria Simulator. However, we can't just use this as evidence, can't we? As it is just a logo. But anyways, we have never seen the Unwithereds in any form really. It's been 10 years since we have seen the Unwithereds, so the fact that we haven't seen an unwithered form of these animatronics is kind of weird. Now, the basic theory for this is that the Unwithereds were supposed to perform, but they were just ugly, just like the phone guy says. And the toy animatronics replaced them. They also were redesigned from previous animatronics, which, however, cannot be the case as they definitely were from a previous location, implying they performed at some time. This would disprove that the Unwithereds ever never existed. This means that the Unwithereds actually performed at some moment before FNAF 2, and I think I may have got it. My theory essentially combines the two, the classic animatronics and the Unwithereds. And I believe that the 1985 location had our usual classical animatronics. And the pizzeria obviously closed down, but in 1987 or some year after 1985, we had the Unwithereds performing. But they were just so ugly, you know? Gosh, I had to stop copying what Ralph says. Anyways, Foxy was just so scary and not a lot of attention was coming to the pizzeria. They were also smelly. Fazbear Entertainment tried to retrofit these animatronics. Before the redesign even happened, William Afton took their bodies out of the suits. Most of this theory comes from Withered Circle and Cyanide and a couple of other people, so keep that in mind as I'm going to be using evidence from their video. Now, is there evidence? Yes, plenty of evidence. In fact, there's so much evidence that I even made a whole video on it for a different theory. So you could give that a watch after this video. Just saying. But I'll give you the main evidence of that video to prove to you that there were the classical animatronics from 1983 to 1985. I'll make it quick. There were FNAF 1 looking masks in the Curse of Dreadbird DLC or the Help Wanted DLC, which probably took place after the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opened in 1983. This means this merchandise may show us that there were the animatronics that existed in the pizzeria, but then this date has close proximity to the 1979 pizzeria, which if you don't understand, see my previous videos. Another use as undeniable evidence that FFP1979 is true. Another piece of evidence is that Valve in FNAF 1 calls these animatronics vintage, besides from the PAX West studio image pictures, but you could use that as evidence for the classical animatronics existing in 1985. And that rounds up the evidence for the classic animatronics FNAF 1 existing in the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location that existed from 1983 to 1985. Now let's move on to the second part of this theory, which is that Withered Circle theorized in this video. So you can watch his video after this one and to see all the evidence. So let me just summarize this part of the evidence. There were posters in the FNAF 2 office which clearly depicts the unwitted animatronics at the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which is implied to be one as these posters. Or well, in the FNAF 2 location obviously. There's also much more evidence to this only if you could check out his channel. And you may ask, why not say it here? Well, I think it is to respect that the sum for facts that they all have made this theory. So just check that out after watching this video. And that sums up the evidence I have got in this video. So how about we move on to why it makes sense? This theory makes sense as to why there are two sides in the Unwithereds existing, because there are literally two sides to this theory. It could explain why Valve speaks so badly about the withered animatronics and why we see the classic animatronics in the Into the Pit game. It could also explain, and I do respect these theories, why people also think these animatronics or characters are interchangeable. It kind of gives Lighty fast time entertainment doing a literal redesign after 1985. It feels like everything is so literal. I mean, why do some bits of FNAF you have to get the best analysis, and some you just need common sense? It's getting mixed up, isn't it? However, I do have some inside information to get to, which I will see on Reddit, so I'll see you then. I hope you enjoyed this video very much, and I do hope that you will like and subscribe. It does take effort to make these videos and animations, so please like and subscribe, as that would be massive to this YouTube channel. Goodbye, and I'll see you next week.